For our first project, we're going to be doing a line landscape. So we're going to create a landscape entirely out of lines. So that's the element of art that we're going to be focusing on. If you look at my examples here, there are some, there's a variety of ways of doing this. You can add lines and shapes and make yours, really hilly. You can add trees or grass. But each section needs to be filled with some sort of line design or pattern. As you section this off, think about what different line designs. You cannot use the same one over and over again. You have to pick different ones. Here's an example of someone who did a strong foreground. So they really emphasized the foreground. You know this because all these flowers are here in the front, and that's what your eye is drawn to. So that means they emphasize the foreground. This person did not add in those patterns in each section, but they did a really good job with the foreground. You need to make sure you add in patterns in each section like this person did. This person emphasized the middle ground because there's not too much going on in the foreground. There's not really anything going on in the background. It's all happening in the middle ground. And they also picked different patterns to go in each section. And this person emphasized the background because the sun is where your eye is drawn to. So this person did a really great job filling each section with a different pattern or line design. Here's my example of the line landscape. Each section has different line design, which gives the picture variety. I also used a color scheme. The color scheme I use is a warm, cool color scheme, meaning I used warm colors in the sky and cool colors on the ground. I emphasized the foreground with flowers by making them pop against the cool background. Now I'm going to show you some demos of different landscapes you can do. The first one I'm showing you is just a hilly landscape. You start off with some wavy lines about a third of the way up your page and continue that same pattern over and over again. And then make sure you use the sun to divide the sky up so that way you can fill each of the rays with different line designs. Remember, each section needs to be filled with a different line design to give your picture variety. Do this all in pencil first, and then you'll be able to go over it again with a black marker or a black crayon. Next, I'm going to show you two more landscapes. One is a little bit easier. First is an ocean scene. You start with the horizon line and then do the sun, a semicircle for the sun, and then divide up the sky again with the rays of sunlight, and then fill the ocean or water with some wave lines. Fill each of the rays up with a variety of lines. I'm not going to because I'm going to show you another one. The next one I'm showing you is hills going into mountains with a sunset or sunrise. Start the same way we did with the first one. Then in the background you add a zigzag line to show the mountains. Again, finish off with a semicircle for your sun and divide up the sky with those rays of sunlight. Fill each of the sections with different line designs. I included a handout of examples of different line designs in this assignment, so make sure you take a look at that to help you. Again, don't forget to get creative and also add things in the foreground if you want to create more interest.